We're gonna go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? It's your boy Cricky D, live and direct here on this Friday afternoon on your social media platform. It is the YI Podcast. I have a very special guest with me today, guys. This is the boss, the head honcho, the man that can fire me or desire me. This is Alex Mosley, YI's 15 to 18s male worker plus 101 other things.
I don't know how I can follow that intro. That is a very juicy intro.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
give
I can
myself props for intros.
That was good. It was good.
I really like the big.
You didn't even
people
plan
up,
that either.
give them
That
the
was
props.
that was
That
was off the dome.
was off the cuff. The man that can fire and desire me.
I know. It's slightly worrying.
Desire me in a professional way.
Yeah, absolutely, completely professional, platonic.
When you need some song lyrics written for a rap, you always bring in your boy Cricky D.
Absolutely.
And I can do some of that. Alex, how are you feeling? This is your first time live and direct on the YI Podcast. You've been on as a phone-in guest a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I turned to you a lot in March, April, and May.
I've upgraded. I feel like I've
Yeah.
leveled up in my contribution level to the YI Podcast.
Yeah,
so.
you're one of 4 people that did this, We had Leah, we've had Oshin on, we've had Corey Cunningham on, and now we've Mr. Mosley. Leah has been on twice, though.
Well, it's hard to beat Leah. Leah is fab.
Yeah, especially when she's like my right
Leah,
hand.
you can pay me later.
Shout out to Leah McPeak. Guys, the YI Podcast is back. It will run roughly every fortnight or so. So if you're like Cricky, where were you last week? Last week I was on a mission, and this week we're back. So it's going to be every fortnight or so, and we'll have the same podcast. It's going to have a bit of banter. We're always probably going to have a live guest, unless I can't get someone. And it's always going to be on Fridays, as you guys know. That's where the YI Podcast sits. But Alex, it is good to have you today. And speaking about good to have people, I've lined up some of our West Belfast interns. Just to give them a call and see what they're about. You may have seen them on our social media platforms. I think Siobhan put a lot of stuff up on the YI Central Instagram about a lot of our interns, and she did it alphabetically. Is that the right way to say it?
By surname, was it, or by first name?
I think it's by first name. I hope it was by.
Hey, it doesn't matter now. You've said it live, so
yeah. But I'm gonna be bringing these guys. I'm gonna keep it roughly alphabetical. And today, with 2 of my top friends, I'm gonna call them today, and we're gonna find out a wee bit about them. Should we get through to who do you think it's gonna be? You know who's gonna be really. If it's alphabetical.
A. So it could be Aoife, or it could be Aidan. They're both A. Aidan probably first. AOD. Aoife, AOI. There's also another girl
Abby.
I'm thinking of, Abby.
Yeah.
Not sure, she could be one of those 3.
Abby actually falls into alphabetically first.
Yeah.
But Abby's off this week, so Abby, I'll be giving you a call in about 2 weeks if you're seeing this, and you'll be first on our next list. But we're going to call Aoife and Aidan, and Aoife's like, she's waiting basically up the office, just waiting on me to call her. Told her I talked her into this a little bit.
Secretly, she's never heard from Cricky before, and this will be a complete surprise to her.
Yeah.
So she might not answer.
And today, when it's prepping the podcast, today's the first time ever I've had Aoife Cunningham's phone number as well.
There you go.
I thought it was one that wasn't already in my phone. I have a lot of people's phone numbers, Alex. As you.
You're a popular man, Cricky.
When you're a youth worker, it just builds up.
Yeah.
So we'll give Aoife a call, and we'll see who she is and what she's about.
Great.
Let me sit forward a wee bit so we can get her. This is weird, you being on the other side of this.
It is, yeah. I can see the undertaking
Yeah.
of the...
Hello?
Hello, is this Aoife?
Yes, this is Aoife.
Aoife, welcome to the YI Podcast. You're live, your boy Cricky D and Alex Mosley.
What?
How's
Can't believe I just did that.
How are
That's
you
so
feeling?
uncool.
Are you super excited?
Yeah, super excited to be included on your podcast today.
I know. Welcome. Aoife is a first timer. Aoife, we're just introducing the YI interns, and we want you to tell us who you are, how long you've been in YI for, and then what you're doing and why this year. You can take it away. Go ahead.
So I am Aoife Cunningham, obviously. And I have been in YI for nearly 10 years.
That's a long time.
Very long.
That's almost as long as me.
I remember Aoife as a baby.
Yeah.
And I am in West doing multiple different programs such as Glow, Mystery Mondays, Crosslinks, and Nuts After Schools.
Class. So you've got a lot on your
Good
plate
spread of
then,
things,
yeah? It's
yeah.
like a good spread.
Yeah.
And out of all the programs, what would be your favourite one?
That's a tricky question. I don't have any favourites.
You know, Aoife, Nuts really does value you, you know?
I don't have any favourites.
Okay, no favourites. Okay, Aoife, we're super excited to have you on the team this year. I hope the young people have got to know something about you, maybe some programs that they can see you in. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Thank you very much.
Yes, see you later, dude.
See you later.
Bye bye. Do you see how I always kind of break? So I always try to keep in line with what we're doing, but I always end up breaking the fourth wall. Guys, this is being put out on Friday, but today is Thursday. And Aoife probably didn't know what I meant when I said, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Okay, next person. Now, Aiden. So just the way Alex is my boss, hires me, can fire me and desire me, I'm kind of like Aiden's supervisor this year. I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm his boss, but I look after him a wee bit. And Aiden, actually, I do desire Aiden for a lot of like little tasks. You know, 'cause he's very good at especially with the sound stuff. You know, he can set all that up. Usually, it was just me that had to do that. You know, now I have my little buddy Aiden, so I actually have a lot of respect for Mr. Aiden Cullen. And we'll give him a call. He hasn't spoke to me in like a week. So we'll see how he's feeling. Here we go. I always dread the phone calls in case they don't answer. Like, this is scaring me that it's not ringing.
This is the cash call, and you've just missed out on £16,666. Not a real number.
Hello? Oh, that's it now. Hello?
Hello, Cricky.
Hello, is this Mr. Cullen?
This is Mr. Cullen.
Cullen, this is Cullen, let's call him Cullen. This is Boss Man Crick calling, and you're live in the you're live on the YI podcast. How are you?
I'm grand. You should have let me know and I would have wore a lighter shirt.
I know, Flip, but
We can't hear it.
We
can't hear that shirt through the phone.
The next time I call you Aiden for the YI podcast, I want you to be wearing a shirt and tie.
Okay, I will.
Okay. So Aiden, tell us who you are, how long you've been in YI, and what you're doing this year in YI as an intern. Go ahead.
Right, so my name is Aiden Cullen. I am a West intern. I've been a part of YI for 9 years now. And yeah, right now in YI, I'm currently interning on the outreach program on the 11 to 14s program called Nuts with your man, Cricky D.
With your man, Cricky D, yes. And Aiden, I asked Aoife this as well. We're just off the phone to Aoife Cunningham. If you had a favourite programme, what would it be?
Favourite programme? I'd be torn between outreach, Nuts, and Crosslinks.
That's basically them all.
Thanks,
do you know what he didn't say? Lifeline, Alex. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, not that it's a contest up here ever. You know, we are all important. You know.
Cricky.
I mean, like, I could explain my answers if you want.
Maybe another time. I think you've a lot of reasoning behind
We'll
it.
dedicate an entire podcast as to why Aiden doesn't like Lifeline, and we'll just go from there.
Aiden, dude, thanks for coming on. I'm sure the people are excited to get to know you more this year as a YI staff member. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Right.
The other basketball
Adios.
hoop is sitting in tatters, so come and help us fix it.
Yes, come and help us put up the basketball hoop next week.
Will do. Don't forget to bring the drill and all the drill bits.
Yes, amen, brother, amen. Okay,
Right.
see you, bro. For anyone that doesn't know, me, Alex, and Aiden put hours into putting up our new basketball hoop here in West Belfast, and there's two, so we have to do it again. Basically, did you try to attempt to do it by yourself? Is that why it's
Yes,
all laid out?
it was not a one-man job. Let that be a lesson to you folks. If it says 2 people are required on the instructions, it probably does mean it requires 2 people.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3.
Well, sometimes the IKEA stuff says 2 people, and it's like a wee desk.
Yes, very true, very true.
You know.
And then you realise that all of the holes are pre-drilled. So you're
it's
good.
all it's all basically done for
Yeah.
it. Well, anyway, those are 2 of our interns. The next time we'll have a YI podcast. I think the way it works is there's 5 of them here in West Belfast. Yeah, I think the next time we'll just do them all. We'll do Abby, SP, and Shauna. So that's going to be fun hearing what those guys are doing. But I'm excited to see what Aoife and what Aidan can do this year. And if you are watching, guys, which I hope you are, well done so far for September, October, November. And I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so that's our bit. I always say the question of the day's business out of the way, and now we can have a bit of fun. I couldn't have Alex on here without doing some sort of challenge, and I was trying to think of one. I was off there for a little while, and what I was practicing a lot in my house, because beside my bed sits my cup, which always has like my green tea in it, and always has like a wee baby spoon, and I spent like a full week trying to balance a spoon on my nose. I have a good tactic. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna each balance a spoon on our nose, and whichever one falls first, that person loses, and the other person wins. So whoever can keep it on their nose longer wins the challenge.
Should we show the viewers our profile, our side profile, to see if they think which nose
Would be
is
better.
more suited to spoon balancing?
Yeah, let me.
You go first. I
a
don't want to
bit
get too
closer.
close to you.
Yeah. So here's my nose. Okay. So it
Good,
does-
kind of. Okay.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
not
have,
not
like,
a big
I
nose.
don't have a massive nose. I have bigger
No.
ears.
Yes,
I
me
don't
too.
have a massive nose, but I do have a nice round nose, Mr. Mosley.
Could be
Go
used.
ahead.
Could be useful for spoon balancing. So
Yeah.
I have the blessing and privilege of having large ears and a significant nose. Do you see that? So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe that would be an advantage or a disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. So Mose, what you want to do is you want to prepare your nose however way you want. Okay.
Get the oils off. Get the natural oils off.
Okay. And when you're ready to balance the spoon, and we're both ready, we'll sit with the spoon on our noses, whichever one falls first. Okay. So you have to wait till the other person's ready. Okay.
You ready?
So to your nose. Okay. Get the position. You need to kind of see if you can get the balance. Okay. I'm ready.
Not ready quite yet.
Yeah, I get those natural oils off. And these spoons have been sanitized. Our hands are also sanitized, and they will be cleaned properly
not
at the end.
not quite the right shape.
Now
for
they are
this.
both the same spoon. I made sure of that. Can you do it?
No, I'm not sure if it's going to stay.
So I'll tell you this. What helps me is I wet my nose just a little bit. So it's okay. Okay.
Oh,
try
okay.
try to get
We'll
it
go
on
again. That was.
And then we'll do it for real this time. Okay. I don't think you have a good nose for
I have
this.
a bad nose for spoon balancing. I must take that off my CV.
You need to have a hook nose for it, like, you know.
Yeah, I think mine must be too
Okay.
too steep.
I'm
The
gonna
incline.
beat Alex. This is so cool. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Look at this.
He has the nose.
Absolute
He has the
pro.
nose, folks. I guess I must measure the direct angle of my nose. It must be too acute.
Maybe it's probably because it's like maybe a wee bit pointy out at a point, but
Yeah.
mine's still going here. I have
It
like,
is.
I'm pushing 15 seconds. Oh,
Yeah,
good
you're
luck
like
with
the
those.
Easter Island heads.
Yeah. So like those big what did it? They're in the the Night Museum or something, or what's that called?
Night of the Museum.
Night at the Museum. They're in that. It's
There are some in that, I think. Yeah.
He likes bubblegum, I think. The guy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's Christmas time, you know.
It's a classic movie.
Not that it's a Christmas movie at all.
Yeah.
But
I know it's funny, but they say the same with like movies like Die Hard. I think it's like the argument.
But Die
it's-
Hard happens on Christmas
Yes,
Day,
true,
and Night
true.
at the Museum doesn't happen on Christmas
Yeah,
Day
true,
at all.
fair enough.
But it's a Ben Stiller film. I love Ben Stiller.
I do too. I do.
Yeah,
Zoolander's probably.
No,
The
I actually
original.
didn't like it. I actually didn't like it.
Do you not like it? I like that.
What movie do you guys like? Put it in the comment section below. What's your favorite? I want to know what your favorite Christmas movie is. What's your favorite Christmas movie? I think my favorite Christmas movie. I'll probably cover this question then on the podcast closer to Christmas. But I think my favorite Christmas movie is Edward Scissorhands, which some people don't even class as a Christmas
Ooh.
movie, but I believe it is.
I wouldn't have thought of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched A Nightmare Before Christmas there at the weekend. And it was
You
terrible.
were not impressed with that, Cricky.
No, I was not. I came in and told Alex, no, our movie's Bob.
Very honest with his critique, as always. Cricky never minces his words.
Yeah, you know me. Do you have a favourite Christmas movie, Alex?
Oh. No, actually, I don't think I do.
No?
I do like just some of the classics, like Polar Express and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I suppose it depends, like, or The Grinch and things like that. But no, like standout ones.
Will you have kids?
Yeah.
You watch them a lot.
I get to
with
watch
the
a lot of that
girls?
sort of stuff, like, you know, Elf and different things
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely. I think something that I watched it for the first time last year and really changed my life was the Nativity movies.
So
the
good.
guy puts on a Nativity. I'm going to put
So
on my
good.
own Nativity here one day. I promise you right now.
I think you would make a good. You know what I'm going to say here, don't you? What character you're going to be?
Who am I going to be?
What's his name? Mr.
Mr. I forget his name. Like Mr. It's not Mr. Tumble.
It's not. It's not. It's close. It's close. It's like Mr. Poppy. That's what it is.
Mr. Poppy.
It is, yeah. So I think you could play Mr. Poppy, and I could play the grumpy teacher that's
grumpy
boring,
school teacher.
and you can be the fun one that teaches the kids how to rock and enjoy their lives.
Yeah. If you've not watched the Nativity,
1,
watch
2,
it.
or 3.
Yeah, but the first one's the best one, I think. The
Best,
other one's
yeah.
got a bit boring. But the first one's the best one. It's usually on Netflix. Usually do put it on around Christmas time. So watch it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. That was completely unscripted. I don't have that in my notes here. But listen, we went head to head there. I demolished Alex, which I think beating people is sometimes a bit of a negative thing.
Nose to nose.
Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to something positive. And I did this the last time with Leah. So Alex, I want you to grab your marker and your cup. Okay? And what me and Alex are going to do, okay, is we're going to write on our cups. So I'm going to tell him to write on his cup something nice about him. He's going to tell me to write on my cup something nice about me. I'm going to then pour water into our cups, and we're going to drink the waters in our cups. And the whole idea behind this is you got to be nice to your friends. You got to be nice to people. Honor your friends. Say nice things about your friends. But also, see when someone gives you a compliment. Sometimes when people give me a compliment, when people are like, "Oh, you've lost so much weight," like I just shrug it off. Do you get me? And the reason for drinking the water is you're ingesting, you're taking in the compliment that the person's giving you. And if you guys want to video yourselves doing this with your siblings or people, remember COVID's a thing, so just be careful of that. Me and Alex are using cups and a bottle of water, so it's pretty safe. Our hands are also clean. But yes, you can do this with your friends, or even just say, "Listen, Darnell, I think what you did today was pretty cool."
Where's Darnell from?
I don't know. Darnell's from a TV show I've watched. I forget. Or no, sorry, it's not. It's from a popular video that goes about Belfast. So it is involving a little kid looking a tenor. I think it's that. I think that's where I got it from. But yes, okay. So Alex, I'm gonna kick off with you, okay? And something that's really good about you that I want you to write on your cup is the things that you're really passionate about, like people and serving people. So I want you to write on your one, passionate about people. So I was going to write that on his cup, and then he'll tell me something nice about me. And it's all lovely. And listen, I think we definitely need to build each other up, especially if we're having a hard time. Sometimes when my nephews come in and you can just tell they're having a bit of a hard time, I like to say nice things about them. It's the lights
on there,
coming down. Okay, what would you like me to write on my cup, Alex?
Cricky, I equally agree. You are very passionate about people, but I'd probably phrase it slightly different.
Okay.
I think you go after people that are usually on like the outskirts. You know, you seek out the maybe the stray or the person that's like not very confident, and you're a good encourager. So I would say encourager.
I was going to say.
That's a long one. You're going to need 2 cups. You're going to need 2 cups. Make sure you write small. So yeah, encourager. I think that's a good person.
Okay. And C-O-U. How do you spell encourager?
ENCOURAGER.
U-R-A-G-G-E-R. Almost see it if I can see mine.
You might see yours is green.
It's because it's white. It's a white cup. You can see like the writing kind of. Okay. Okay. So I think Alex is passionate about people. Alex, would you agree with that? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's all about taking them in. I do think I'm an encourager as well. I can agree with that. Okay, what I'm going to do, Alex, is have our bottle of water here. I'm going to fill it up a wee bit for you. I will make it down it like there you go. I'll put mine in. Cheers.
Cheers, virtual
Cheers.
air cheers.
Virtual cheers. Cheers to you guys. Lovely. Lovely.
Tastes good.
Yeah, it's always good to have a wee drink of water, like in the podcast as well. Your throat gets a wee bit.
It's a good way to do it, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
subtly, especially when you tell people about it as well.
Yeah,
it's really subtle.
When I was doing these in March, I used to get to the end of the podcast and be like, water, because you're just talking like so
like
much.
Tom Hanks at Castaway.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've did our question off the day, we've did our challenge, we've did our nice words about each other, and yes, do that with your friends. I'll encourage you to do that because I'm an encourager.
There you go.
And we'll move on to our last segment. So what I do every week, Alex, is I get a good news story. It's from a website of BBC called Uplifting Stories. Now, they are usually based in England, but I still think it's a good stories to get me. I did find one from Belfast, and I tell the people just a little bit of a good news story, because in these like times, I think when you're reading the news, all you're hearing is negative things.
It's very, very negative, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's good to focus on the positive things sometimes. So this story is all about a 97-year woman who raises money by like walking her dogs virtually. So it's kind of cool. So her name's Grace. Okay, a 97-year-old woman has been taking part in virtual dog walks to raise money for hearing dogs. So I would say that's dogs who can't hear. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Her name's Grace No.
As in
The Know. Grace No.
Grace
Wow.
No.
That's a cool name.
It's almost like an expression. Grace No.
Grace No.
You could say so many different ways.
Yeah. Of Wrexham,
Wrexham,
who is profoundly deaf and has to use mobility aids, said there is no stopping her and her hearing dog, Amy. So that's what it is. So because she can't hear, her dog helps her hear. I even think that's like a big thing.
Amazing.
In the world. She was called crazy when she aimed to raise £100 during Hearing Dogs for Deaf People's virtual Great British Dog Walk, but she's now raised more than 1,000 to train more life-changing dogs. Isn't that amazing? Cool. So I would assume that a virtual dog walk was her on her computer.
Yeah. So she would have been on her computer and videoing or being live herself walking around maybe an area that she lives close to, or maybe even her garden. I think you remember there was a very significant guy, Tom, I think was his name, Sir Tom, and so he did the same thing with himself, walking around his garden a certain number of times, and that raised a lot of money. So I think the thing I take from this, Cricky, is, it doesn't matter how old, or in this case, if you're a young person, you're watching this, or how young you are, you can make an impact, even if it seems like a drop in the ocean or a small amount. You can actually make an impact from where you are, and it doesn't require any money or any resources. It actually just requires you to have an attitude of like, I want to contribute and I want to make something out of a bad situation, maybe. Yeah,
and it's good to do charity work. Everyone, a lot of our guys know that myself and Leah and Alex in the past has been funded by Children in Need. So Pudsey the Bear funds us. And they're actually doing their appeal soon. I just got an email from BBC Children in Need asking like how we can participate in the fundraising this year. And what they said on the email is, it doesn't matter if you don't even bring us any money. That's actually okay. If you're just making the charity people aware of the charity, that's good too. So if you feel like you can't give, like some people can't always give money to charity, and that's okay. But what can you do on your bit to make people more aware of charities? Through that article, I was made more aware of the dog hearing charity. I would have only thought dogs were used for people who were blind, but actually people who need to hear use dogs as well. So we learned something new, guys. Yeah,
that's raising awareness.
It's definitely raising awareness. But guys, we have came to the end of off the podcast. We've had a bit of crack today. I know it's very sad. Maybe we'll get Alex on in the New Year's sometime. You'll definitely be on my list. But I hope you had a great week, and I hope you're going to have a great weekend. If you need anything from any of the staff of YOS, you can definitely get in contact with us. You should have our mobile phone numbers, or you can get in contact with us through the Instagram, the Facebook, just private messages, and we can respond to you guys. But we just want to say have a happy weekend from myself and from Alex, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time for another Y podcast.
I feel like you need to exit with the crown, Cricky.
The Crown, Biggie Smalls, boom.
It's good.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. We are over and out. Brown trout. Oh no, 2 wee seconds. Yeah.